hectic redaction, week 5. We almost went into week 6 today. Bob had a little bit of premature processing going on, but it looks like they've managed to roll that one back.
He went a bit early, didn't he?
He did. He went in for the kill, started to go to work, and then realised he was a little bit too early. Rolled off the missus and went back to sleep for a day. So we'll see if the irony will be that it's probably caused problems in the background. We probably won't see the bar come down till next Sunday or something. Fingers crossed that isn't the case. But yeah. So
I don't know if it was too early for this week or too late for last week.
well, it did get me wondering.
Bob's timing isn't generally particularly good.
No, it isn't. It's any time between.
Of late.
Yeah. Anywhere between Friday 10 and after, but Thursday, whew, dearie me. There must have been a few people jumped out of bed going, what the fuck? It wasn't me.
Maybe it was one of the richest trying to clear his internet history and he hit the wrong button.
Maybe. Right, so we got a new face here today. Alix has joined us. Matt managed.
Hey!
Well,
someone had to up the content, didn't they? So.
Well, that's welcome, what we're hoping.
Alix.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So Matt managed to get you here. Matt, is there any particular reason that you wanted Alix on here this week? You fearful of the future?
He basically spanked your team by a whole solid point.
Yep.
Is that it? Is that you just thought you'd try and put me in an awkward position? Right, okay. Thank you so much.
That was the actual reason.
Thank you so much. I might actually see if I can get Dave Smart then lined up for next week.
Ruin Greg's attempt at first win incentive.
Yeah. Right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Alix, nice of you to join us.
Thank you.
And based on Matt's comment, we might have to start with race to first and get that out of the way. How do you feel about that?
I think it was who threw the best, and you did, basically. I made a legal team. I stand by I made a legal team, and you just put players wherever you wanted. So it was what it was.
Yeah, when you say through it, we're not talking about a passing game here, are we?
Oh well, no, well I mean that's all I've got really is some form of passing game, but I've got no form of defense, so it was definitely not one for the record books.
No.
It was a state. That was hard to watch, and I was watching the play-by-play, like I said I did, and that was hard to watch.
So, what were the lowlights for you then?
The 79-yard touchdown pass from nowhere. That just, I was like, why? Okay, thank you. So yeah, that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
not Hunter Creary either.
No, that was the more shocking thing about it. I mean, Holmes he's not fantastic, but he does a job. But I mean, I had low-level players across the board because I thought, why not? I'm trying to. I want the first pick as well, so I thought I'd just blood in some of the really, really, really bad players, and they managed to pull it off somehow. Did the running back actually? No, he's still on 1.5 yards per carry. So yeah, that's going tremendous. My run game. Really glad I'm focusing on that a little bit as well. So. But yeah, it is what it is. It was all going so well until that 79-yard pass. So, what can you say?
Yeah, that was crazy. I've never been so happy to see someone hit a streak in the last minute of the game. I'm like, oh, thank God for that. But I don't do it. I don't tend to do it, but I was playing players out of position.
Mm-hmm.
Just to try and make sure. So,
that's dirty, Greg. That's dirty. I hope you had a shower after the game.
He needs the first win. He needs the number 1 pick. He needs it. So
that's filthy. That is.
Well, I get it.
Did you have your level 4 corner on, Greg?
I don't think I've got anything. Well, I think my running back's level 3. So he had a pretty good game.
So that wide receiver Baldwin, he's level 3, and he caught 2 passes for 30 yards. So good on him. It was just we it was battle of 2 of the worst teams who are obviously rebuilding and want the number 1 pick. So I can't pick in the top 3 every year. At some point, I have to progress, and Henty Career is a decent wide receiver, so maybe this is just time for me to kick on a little bit. Still too early. I've said that, and now I'm like, no chance.
Weirdly, it was actually quite a good game to watch for the neutral.
Didn't feel it.
It was it was. It was quite interesting.
It's not often you see 75 yards passing and 67 yards rushing on a team in any game. No. Yet they still got 18 points.
And you're right, that 79-yard streak did fuck you up massively because you tried to throw it away with 7 fumbles. I mean, you were literally running the ball and just giving it. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. Have it. Yep. Have it.
I clicked that special button, but it still wasn't enough. I did, in fairness, I was even rushing my on defense. My defensive ends were they weren't standing back. The whole game they would just run at the quarterback and just sack him all day, just so I could pump up those numbers a little bit. But I mean, I got a win. That's nice. I'm somewhere on the first win incentive. I've not got the highest one, thanks, Lee. So that's nice. And I got 3 attributes out of that. So I didn't, because 2 of them don't count because of the QST wobbles. But I got 1, so I'll take that.
Yeah, that's looking good. That's got you on the. If it stays the way it does, that's 50 on each side, I think, is it?
I think it's 30. It's 50 for the first, because Lee's got first win of 2, so he's in first spot.
Yeah, and there's only
the Mariners.
There's only 3 other teams that can potentially ruin the party.
Yeah,
I don't know if the Nighthawks have got anything on there. They got Mariners, Bay Bears, Redcoats.
No,
see, they've got nothing really that jumps out where you'd say, okay, they might get something. The Warriors maybe. Could happen this week. Stingrays, who are rebuilding as well.
Islanders.
I got Stingrays. You got Stingrays in week 9 as well.
Stingrays at home, week 9. That's
How many Monday night footballs does he want?
Oh, it's mad. It's mad.
We have to rename it from Monday Night Football to the team name.
Where's your chance, Greg?
This week.
I think I might have actually condemned myself to my first 0-10 season since joining the game. Unless we can come to an arrangement in week 10 if you've got seed 1 already wrapped up, Jez.
I'm telling you, Jez, if that happens... Then...
Can you imagine? Well, can you imagine the absolute pelters that I would get if I threw that one?
And that's just me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, mate. I mean, Meerkats
are
the only team.
Is that worth the first, Greg?
Is what worth first?
FWI on week 10.
Probably not the season 40 first, but
Wow.
Was it 39? It'd be 39 this time, won't it?
I don't think I've ever seen broadcasted bribery. This is interesting. So.
We're not subtle, Alex. You should know this by now.
No, that's fair.
Nobody's watching this anyway, right? So
yeah, you don't get many numbers.
Yeah,
I think it's just the Meerkats potentially. I don't think there's anybody else. But even then, I don't think we've got enough for the Meerkats. I think they've got big enough weapons to use against my lot if they need to. So might be close, but I doubt it. Not based on last season either. So yeah, there we go. You might have it. You might be on that plus 30. So that's what 30 each side. So that'd be nice. But yeah, that's the race for first.
I'll take that at least. If I'm not getting first pick, I'll take the first win if I can get something there.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, going into the postseason and have 3 weeks of coaching where actually it just feels like it's a normal coaching week, because you still get the 10 each side, so you're on 40. You're only 5 short of what a normal coaching week would be at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice. Definitely good when you're rebuilding.
Not a bad consolation for getting your first win. Never thought my first win would make me feel like this, but there you go.
Well, I'm
Rogan
glad
The
as
Sharks
well.
around, lads. I'm turning the Sharks around.
Sharks got a bit of bite about him.
Well done.
Right, so we started with race to first, but let's go back to the big game. The big game of the week, Monday Night Football. Blues against the Cyclones. I say big game, but we know that these have a reputation of being pretty poor. Where is it? There we go. No, not that one. Was it the Blues? Maybe I've got it wrong. Cyclones at somewhere. Cyclones at somewhere. Oh, it was the Tigers, was it? Is this Monday Night Football?
No.
I can't remember.
Oh, you're having a Mary, Greg.
Oh, do you know what? Absolute nightmare. What was it? Week 4. Is it Nighthawks against Stallions? Yeah, that's the one.
Yep.
Nighthawks against Stallions. Right, scratch that. These are rubbish. I think I might have put this in there because definitely put the Blues in there because I think
it's next week's.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, week 5's Monday night is Cyclones at Blues.
Ah, yeah, we didn't actually have a look. So I'm going to put those back in. We'll come back to that one.
He doesn't know where he is.
I don't, because these are week 5, and then these ones are week 6. So I've just got around right. Ignore that.
We're all on the same page now.
Yeah. So Monday Night Football was the Nighthawks against the Stallions, and this is the one where I actually thought Nighthawks might actually win it because they actually sound like they might go for it. I think it was in the preview, wasn't it? Might be time to put in a game plan. Well, a few things on offense anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I was right. I was right. Players playing out of position.
Was he?
I don't know, but that sounds like
Let's
it with that scoreline.
I feel like this is a new tactic that's getting spread around now.
Oh, it's an old tactic.
Chris has been a master of it for a couple of seasons.
Yeah. No, I don't think he's not playing anything out of position. Just the centre, again, playing as a guard, because maybe
there's no load of footnotes on there.
No.
Mm.
No, so he hasn't proper tanked this one. It is just they're shit.
They're not good
still.
Yeah.
It's a political term.
Yeah, I had to go proper shit to make sure I tried to lose that one, and even then.
That's just how bad the Sharks are, though. So, but we're done with that. This is what we'll focus on.
I'm glad you said that. But yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, quarter 1, 19 points. Mine must have the starts of something reasonably structured, shall we say?
I don't think Martin fully blew up though, did he? So he had parts of rebuild, but parts of what was there.
Yeah, he's taking a nice, that kind of structured. I'll use my draft picks. I'm not gonna, sell the farm and then just go through it. A similar approach to what the Heroes have done. Colin with the Heroes.
Yeah.
He just sat and waited until he got his draft picks and away he went. So no massive trading. So yeah, that was Monday Night Football in Interconference week. So let's have a little look at that then. Predictions were 8 each side. Well done, Matt.
Yes.
Your scientific approach. Jez came in a close second, and then proper clown that one. So there we go. Um,
What was Monday night football? Were anybody close on Monday night football?
did what? Sorry. Oh, you see, I did
Was
have it
anybody
there.
close on?
I did have it there. 21-7 I had. Was
Yeah,
that
Greg
close?
was close. Yeah.
Ooh, that's close. That's
No, you had
close.
21-7 to the Nighthawks, didn't you?
Yeah. No, did I?
Does it go the wrong way?
Yeah, right
Yeah.
score, wrong way
Oh,
round.
oh shit.
So Matt, technically Matt won because he got the
Yeah.
result right.
He's the only one who had, yeah.
Is the only
Although
one that...
my score was closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going for that draw. Right, okay, so yeah, there we go. That was Monday Night Football from week 4, Interconference week. It looked really good as you were going down this list for the CFC. And then all of the MFC results seem to come in at the bottom end. Rapier's absolutely tearing the Sun Devils apart. Spartans managing to shut the Scorpions out. Which ones were we going to cover off? We were going to have a little look at Sonics and Kings as one of the good ones. 30-27.
All about the turnovers on that game.
Yeah.
10 turnovers.
Big
Lot of
game, this
turnovers.
one.
Clay's incredibly unlucky. This could have gone the other way.
Overtime win.
I'm going to say is I'm glad I changed my prediction from the Kings to win the division last week, which I got slated for.
I mean, I love this stat here. This stat here is just amazing, right? So here we have White, RB, -1 yard for 5 carries, but he scored twice. How has someone managed to run backwards for a game and
He's
still
got a long of one.
Yeah. 2 1-yard runs and
5
2
carries.
3 -1 yard ones.
Yeah.
Runs. So
Do you think he got into that
Consistent.
set and he had a little look over the line? He just went, "Well, Enzo's not just on the other side of that. I'm just going to sit down here this time. When you get to the 1, let me know, and then I'll do the business."
yeah.
That's mad. Yeah, so 2 0-yarders he managed to get for TDs, but didn't fancy it much else. That's hilarious.
Good.
Yeah, so what's Clay put on there? Defense was on fire. I planned to attach, and it worked a lot, but turnovers. Late field goal misses. We know about those, don't we, Matt?
Yeah, hold a minute. What do you mean misses? I didn't even get a chance.
Same difference, right?
I mean, they had 6 turnovers, but Sonics had 4, so there wasn't a massive discrepancy in turnovers.
Nah.
But it's just where they happen, isn't it? They happened. I think a couple of their turnovers happened in key positions when they were, well down with drives, or that put Sonics in good field position. So
Yeah.
that's why the Sonics didn't have massive yardage, because they picked the ball up in good field position and got it over the line.
It's momentum, isn't it? Just the right moment for a turnover compared to the wrong moments.
Or look at that, Kings missed a 41-yarder in the 58th minute.
That's got to suck. Yeah, both at the end they didn't seem to want to win it. 54
Ambitious 54-yarder from the Sonics. You can understand why that one was missed, but
I know a kicker would get that. one. Yeah. I was
Got to
Based
get
on your
close to that.
studying, you did.
You won't get anywhere near it.
Yeah. I was gonna do a section about the kicking in that game, in the game that we had this week, Alex. It was one of those ones. I looked through the percentage points for those kicks that I had, and one of them I was 97.6 chance of making it, and I rolled a 96.5 or 7, whichever way it needs to go for it to be the complete option.
Yeah.
Never remember off. So look at all of these. So all of these were in the 90s, right? And then this one here was 95.8, and I rolled a 95.7. There's only a 0.1 just to make it,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking to myself, I bet you any money when that really counts, when that really matters, that'll be the opposite side.
Yeah, it's going the other side.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. But that is literally the only entertainment I have, is looking at my chances of
Kicker.
kicking field goals this time around.
I think it's
Anyway.
interesting for the rest of the league that all of your coaching is going on this kicker, to be honest. Kind of explains why the Spitfires are in the position they're in if this kicker's
Yeah.
such a high level.
Well, for the first two seasons of trying to get into this rebuild, I literally had nothing else to coach. So I'm like, well, I got a quality punter and a quality kicker. We definitely need to get punters on kicking aging charts, so that I don't see the leveling off. I mean,
So you can have a level 23 punter as well.
oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, if you've got returners putting 40 plus yards in all the time, you want to be able to have the same kind of weapons to try and neutralize those, right?
You want to punt it out of the stadium.
Yeah, literally, yeah. But yeah, so they started relatively the same. The kicker's level 21 and the punter's level 13. So that tells you right there, you know, every aging my kicker goes upwards with like average rolls, and the punter just -2 levels, -3 levels. It's like punters.
So what, at one point it was level 19. Wow, incredible.
So yeah,
it seems odd that the kickers and punters aren't on the same aging table.
Yeah.
It's because if it's mirroring the NFL, punters retire earlier than kickers do.
Yeah, but we're not.
Yeah, but there's a load of areas where this game does not mirror the NFL.
Yeah, I was going to say, in the 80s NFL, did punters retire early?
Or 7 turn, you don't get 7 fumbles in a game. When was the last time the NFL had 7 fumbles in a game? When was the last time the NFL had a wide receiver put up 300 yards? This game's nothing like the NFL.
Never happened.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Even running backs do 200 yards before though.
Right, so where were
Apparently
we
that
anyway? Before I derailed us on talking about my
You
kicker
did.
again.
Yeah.
Because I love my kicker.
Keep rubbing my nose into my first win, and I don't like it. So didn't get invited on for this. What's this all about?
Hey, this is why I brought you on, Alex. This is why I brought you on.
Yeah. It's not often you have people coming on and feeling like they're getting abused for winning.
I know. Trust me, I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
Great result for the Sonics, though. Sonics are on the way up. They'll make the playoffs. They'll make the playoffs. That's right.
Well, I hope
Yeah,
not, because I've got his first round pick, so I was hoping it wouldn't be this good. But he's free on the bounce. I'm like, let's calm it down a bit.
Bill might think it's a year early for them, but it's nonetheless they've got a really good chance of winning that division.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
It's
12 giveaways.
Kids are coming on well.
He has given up 12 giveaways already this season. So
yeah, you get that with a young team, though, don't you?
Yeah, that's fair. I'm not one at all.
Inexperience.
Right, let's move on to a couple of established teams in this league then. This was the big one. This is the one that some people were saying, this might be the bowl. This might be the bowl game. Avalanche had the home advantage.
Who were these people?
People. Names I can't share, Matt. People who've shared that information in confidence with me, that this could potentially be the bowl game this time around. James feels like it was just unlucky. Different day, I could have taken that. Taken what? That's the question.
You know what? The score is wider than the game seemed. Actually, if you watch the game, it's it's actually a lot closer. Though I think the key difference was Avalanche just converted third downs.
Yeah.
They converted 8 out of 10 third downs. They just kept drives going, and if a few of those third downs had gone the other way, it was a lot closer than 18-35. I think it was it seemed like a one-score game, but convincing in the end. So fair enough. You got to give it to Avalanche there.
The Outlaws couldn't run the ball, could they?
No.
No.
3 yards of carry. That's not going to get the job done.
No.
That's what I was about to say. Akers won it, 3 touchdowns, 4.8 yards to carry. The passing game was fantastic for the Outlaws, but they couldn't punch it in, like Jez said. And at the end of the day, that's what all that matters, is it gets in the end zone. So
Should have gone heavier on the passing, shouldn't they?
Oh God, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, again, it might have been one of those ones where, that game plan is set up to go a little bit heavier on that, but then based on potentially the Avalanche's levels in those areas, it starts to adjust it, right?
Volko was insane. 90% completion average,
Yeah.
29 out of 32, including an interception. So, crazy completion.
Yeah, so running team beats passing team again.
Mm.
I think I've heard those words this week mentioned in other leagues. So, but yeah,
All to his
different
tight
day.
ends as well. All the passing was to his tight ends.
Yeah. I hadn't noticed that, but yeah, you're right. So it's short zone. Well, say short zone looks shortish at 10 yards. I mean, it was a very good game. That's the main thing I took away from it. If that ends up the bowl game, maybe James is right. A different day, neutral, could have a different outcome. And yeah, the quarterback Volko was just fantastic. But yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. And I think if they played again, James would load it up more so on the passing for sure.
I think that's the hardest balance to strike, though, is when do you load it up on the passing and when do you go for the ground and pound, because he may have loaded it up on the passing and ended up with the same result, but got less points because he didn't have that ground that he needed. It's a fine balance, but the Avalanche do look good. If it wasn't for that field goal, maybe the Stampede would look better.
I mean, Bloodsport got one breakaway of 30 yards, and then for the other 24 carries, really very little.
Yep.
Yeah.
24 carries for 45 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you're in a spot of bother.
Yeah. James would have been tearing his hair out of that.
Yeah.
Seeing him edge for 1 yard, 1 yard, 2 yards, 1 yard, no gain.
They're the killers, those ones. That's my season summed up with the running game.
What's Bloodsport? Is he so he's a halfback, so must be some good OBs sitting out in Avalanche country by the looks of it. Pickling, Richards, Mills.
Was IB4 yours? Jez? Was that the one you were trading?
What? Who?
His IB. Was that your one?
Thor. Yeah.
Yeah. 14 tackles. So
Yeah, he's a good player.
just did a lovely job in the middle.
Yeah.
Pretty
So put it
expensive.
all up nicely. He's perfect for defending short zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even he
Different
couldn't
day,
stop that
different
passing. He got the passing game wasn't the problem.
They'll meet again later in the season, maybe. And if they do, we'll see. Unless Matt's got something to say about it.
Right.
Good game.
So,
Good
yeah,
game. Good game between two heavyweights.
Yeah, very good
Yep.
game.
absolutely. That was probably game of the week. And then we had Redcoats and Anacondas. What was your thoughts around this one then, Jez?
Yeah, Redcoats are one of these teams that have been sort of creeping up. And the Condors have gone big this year to, try and stay competitive in that division. So it was looking like it was going to be a good game. That's a big road win for the Redcoats, that, because Condors are a decent side.
With QBs are the man.
But
The
yeah,
QB
Redcoats.
ratings.
But the Redcoats. So I took over from Brad. Brad was managing the Generals in the Big Sky when I first joined, and I took over, and the Generals were a very run-heavy team, and that team was beautifully balanced when I took it over. That kind of led me in to understanding the game a bit more, because I had a more solid team. So I can imagine what Brad's done with the Redcoats if he's gone in that direction again, and just looking at the running game.
Yeah.
You can see it in the statement of "this is why you go with a stud guard" leads me that he's very much leaning on this run game, and he's gonna run it down people's throats. It's up to them to try and stop it. So,
Well, they both tried to run it, but the Redcoats just ran it better. Pippo was a star man. He got all the yardage and got the glory. But yeah, it was a proper hard fought in the trenches ground game, this one.
I think if I remember as well, Dave lost his DT in like week 1, week 2 to a massive injury again.
Right.
He's absolutely injury ridden at the minute. He keeps getting really bad injuries, and they seem to be in key positions to key players. So I think that helped as well. But if you're missing your big nose tackle or your big DTs that are going to stop the run game, then people could just walk over you. So maybe he did really well to hold it to that, to be honest.
Redcoats made 2 4 downs as well, 4th down plays as well. I'm not sure where they made those on the pitch, but they would have been potentially critical.
Yeah, that DT was
People
a
who have done
G.
more research and actually looked at the play-by-play on this would know this.
Research? What's that?
Yeah.
All I wrote down was quarterbacks rubbish. Look at the quarterback rating on the Redcoats.
Hang on, I was supposed to write things down. I've watched this. I didn't realise you guys wrote stuff down.
No,
Easily.
that's the
good.
first I've heard of it as well, Alex, to be fair.
I thought these were all live reactions.
But that's a big road win against a good side, and overcoming 3 turnovers as well, and a shit quarterback. They've pulled off a stonking road win there.
Yeah.
In overtime as well. We didn't even mention the overtime.
Aye.
Yeah.
It does a big favour.
Yeah, it gives you a bit of breathing room, doesn't it?
A little bit.
But yeah, and Brad's sticking his neck out there and talking about the math nerds and spreadsheets and things like that. So, but that's not what this game's all about, right? This is real football here. So
Yeah.
What's the spreadsheet? Where's the spreadsheet?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
I don't know what one is.
So there we go. There was a nice win for the Redcoats.
I think you're right though. Dave missing a couple of players, missing his DT and his left tackle by the look of it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, picking up a G injury, and I guess he picked that up at week 3, unless he's been really unlucky and picked it up in week 2 and then he's not recovered a level. But to pick that up in week 3, if you get it in week 1, maybe you see him back before the end of the season. But picking it up in week 3, you know that's literally a player that's going to just sit for the rest. Now,
Aye. He hasn't recovered this week either. He's still at a G.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's not nice. That is really,
He's dead.
yeah. He
He
Well,
have
that's
died.
it,
He have
anyway.
died.
you might as well get him on the Sonics early trade board right now. What we got here? What's his coaches like at the moment? Level 6. I can never remember which way round these are for
It's this
in game.
injuries. You want strength.
Is it the in-game and the fatigue
Yeah.
part? Yeah.
The fatigue one is Q. The injury is the strength one. I know because I had when I was with the Big Sky, I had a number of injuries, so I had to get decent strength conditioning coaches. So that's why I've got a level 14 strength conditioning coach on a team that is rebuilding.
14?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I don't want injuries.
How are you
I need them all on the field for as many minutes as possible.
how are you managing to coach your trainers, your coaches up that high?
They're just not very good. But I've got priorities. Everybody's fit. That's all I need. That's how this works, right?
Oh,
They're fit
Now.
and shit.
I have got one question for the Sharks while we're asking this. While we're asking Alex.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
No,
Prepare the
no,
redaction.
No, it's just your development squad.
Yep.
You got 2 players on it, and both of them have already changed the QSTs. You put a load of points into these to change them, or
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, right, okay.
Because the way I don't know if this is the right argument or not, but for me, levels are obviously important, but QST I think is also a bit of a deal breaker with certain positions. I think getting there's a reason you need your 65 quickness tackle over a 60 quickness tackle. If that's not the players I'm developing, but so with this quarterback that I picked up, I knew I wanted to invest heavily in him coaching anyway. So I've been pumping in every week 10 into the dev squad on both offense and defense. So some people would say I'm pissing it away, but and I'm still coaching them. Yeah, I put 5 in on coaching as well.
Bruce, he's got leader 3, hasn't he? So,
Yes.
nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
He's got leader 3.
Not a daft move by any chance, any stretch of the imagination.
Well, the funny thing is there's not really any daft moves for me to do at the minute. Like I started with a scrap heap, so everything I'm doing is just improving it basically because I started from such a low position. Rich did a fantastic job coaching up the players that he could, but there was still like there were so many holes. It was Swiss cheese over here. So everything I'm just trying to fill in the holes and develop a style that I felt I wanted to do, which is why I've gone with the quickness wide receiver and the strength quarterback. It's not something I'd done myself, obviously, but so I studied how I wanted it to looked at the teams that I felt did it right, and it felt like putting them on the dev squad. It's the only way to guarantee that I'll get those hits to the QST that I need. And when you get six hits on the dev squad anyway, you gain a level. So you're kind of like, well, is it any different from just throwing 5 at a player every week and it not doing anything, or throwing 10 at a player and it not doing anything? So it felt right to me, and I feel like that quarterback can be, if I can get the QSTs in the right place, I think he can be really good. And then the defensive tackle, I just want a massive, I want a strength nose tackle, or 2 of them.
Just talk to me in the off season about the DT. I'm sure I can sell you one for first.
But yeah, exactly for the firsts. Whereas I've taken a guy I picked up in the 3rd, I think, and I'll turn him into hopefully an absolute beast that'll be worth a first, maybe. Don't know when I picked him up. 3rd, yeah.
No, the quarterback definitely. I mean, especially if you're carrying on with it. I mean, if you get him to 55 strength as well.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Carrying on. I've not stopped. The points could be better used elsewhere, but when you've got a squad full of, age 0 level blah blah blahs that all need coaching, it's like, well, where do I throw the points? Like, do I trickle here? Do I focus there? What's the best way to go about it? But like Greg probably found this last year with his 56 first-round picks that he had last year, or age 0 players he was trying to coach up. The points can only go so far, and it's you make a choice and you go for it, don't you?
Yeah,
Who's your star player?
Yeah.
Your star player is a receiver. So
Yeah.
you need somebody to throw him the ball. So I get it completely.
Yeah.
But, I
so
mean,
that's why we've gone.
that's the thing with the dev squad points. It's nice you got the choice, but I mean, I had the same this season. I'm like, okay, I want to get 2 QST changes into a guy, but instead of shooting the shot early, I'm like, well, let's work out when do I need to start pressing the button.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's always that argument of like, well, if you want to get 8 into him, because for a player like that, if you want to do 10 QST points, you need 8. Yeah. If you want to do the OT or the DE, you got to do 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So actually, I've got a couple of free weeks and I can see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only thing for me this time around. And thankfully I did hold on, and the wide receiver I put in the dev squad, first 4 weeks of coaching, dev squad point. So he's done 4 and I haven't spent anything yet.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. So that's that bit where you kind of go, let's see how lucky I get.
And there's a higher chance of them getting the point at lower level as well, isn't there? So
Yeah, I think
it's the counter argument to the way I've done it. It's because I thought exactly the same thing, Greg. I was like, when's the trigger point? I could do it the way you've done it. Wait, and I might get those 4, and then I need the last 4 weeks of the season. I just need to pump these 10 points in. So could have gone that route, but it's like I said, you make a decision, don't you? And you just, as long as you're happy with it, it's like trading. You make a decision. As long as you're happy, doesn't matter what the world thinks. As long as you're happy, that's all that you need to do. So
yeah, no, absolutely. But it's one of those ones where you do have to try and think sometimes. It's like you're just standing there going, hold the line, hold the line. I've got one more week I can give it until I've got and then it's like, oh, it's popped. I've got another week. Hold.
And I just went, no, just like a spoiled little rich kid. I just went, right, there you go. We'll waste 20 on 2 guys, and then we'll go from there. The first week of coaching, I tried something completely different as well. I spread out all of all of my coaching points. I spread out like really thin, because I'd heard an argument somewhere, I can't remember where it was, where they were saying like if you spend 3 on these players when they're low levels, they'll still pop. And I did it, and all I could think to myself after was, but I don't have the +1 from the minimum of 5. So I've lost out on 7, 8, 9 extra CPs that cost me absolutely nothing, because I didn't invest the 5 to get the +1 or the 10 to get +2. So I did it 1 week, hated myself, went back to what I'm doing now.
Hated myself.
I hated it. I couldn't. I think I got 4 pops that week, and I was like, that was just. I feel like I've wasted my time now.
More importantly than all of that guff, I see you're not a fan of the faceplate.
It's just, if people like it, fair play to them. If people don't, fair play to them. It's just, if people I don't, I just don't. It takes up too much room when I'm just trying to look at a list of players. I just want to see a list of players. I don't care if they look angry or happy or whatever. That's not for me. I've got an idea in my head of if a player becomes something, then I might have an idea in my head on what I think they look like. But I'm an old school Football Manager player who just used to play in 2D all the time. I'm not one for 3D match engines.
Oh yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, so I'm don't need the faceplate. I know why they're there, and fair play to them. But I spent a lot. the first thing I did when I took over the Sharks was create my look of my team. So I do like things to look good when on certain things, but the player faces I wasn't too fussed about.
Yeah. So here's the question then. 2 players come up on a trade board, same level, same QSTs. One's got a faceplate, one hasn't. Are you paying more for the one that hasn't got a faceplate?
No. No, that's madness. Why would I pay more? We've traded in players with faces. I don't, like I just said, I don't overly care about the face plate. I traded in an age 0 player that someone had drafted and put a faceplate on immediately. So
just gauging. I've seen people do it for names. For names, it's like, I'm not paying that price for a name called Bob's Bollocks.
Yeah.
I'm not having that. You know,
Matt will pay any price for someone called Run Through Wall.
Yeah, I've seen Matt. Matt's naming convention.
Hey, run through hole, and I named him. I'm proud of it.
I like the defensive tackle blocks the hold. It's At least he knows what they do just by looking at their names. So.
At least he's not blocked.
He's trying to simplify the game, isn't he?
Yeah, he's actually one step ahead of us. He's just next level.
Right.
But yeah, I'll just hijack the entire show there. Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
Good. Top level waffle, Alex. Love it.
Absolutely.
I do that very well, so thank you.
Right, so let's waffle a little bit more about some games that are coming up then. So this is the Monday Night Football game for this week, not last week. Cyclones against the Blues. So Monday Night Football. Redaction, only place to come and see Monday Night Football. I think the Blues have actually got more Monday Night Football games.
Exclusive.
Yeah, they got three Monday Night Football games they're turning up to. Oh, attributes all over the place, surely.
Actually, I don't know if that's working. Big statement, because I've had numerous Monday Night Footballs with the Sharks, and I've never gotten a tribute. And every other game, I seem to get them. I got 3 against the Spitfires, which was just a Sunday night game. So I don't know. I just looked through last week's one as well, and there were no attributes on that. So I don't know. I'm not bug reporting it, but I'm still skeptical, let's say.
No bug, no problem, right?
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't exist.
No. I don't know either. I really don't. And I don't know again whether it's not running because actually it's not running the way that they originally intended it to be, whereas it was supposed to be a bit of an advantage to the team that finished in that 1 to 10 draft spot. Because I think you were always supposed to be at home for it as well when they first worked that one out, but scheduling can't do that. It just rotates around. I think it does like 12 seasons and then it goes back to the same and then runs again. So if you look back over the seasons, you can start to predict what your schedule is going to look like for the next season if you've got that right, if you know where that turnover is. But yeah, I don't know. It comes up every now and again at the live draft as well, doesn't it? About,
Yeah, I've heard it mentioned a few times. I've not been around for long, but I've heard it mentioned a few times. But it's only because I'm in the position where the Sharks are always playing there that I'm watching my team. I'm playing in other games, and because of the low levels, I'm getting more attribute hits. But it just seems like it's not. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if you've had the same experience with the Spitfires, or if you can remember it happening.
I have, yeah. It's like you almost kind of feel like if I come out of a Monday Night Football game, I should have at least 4, right? Especially if I'm putting everything age 0 on the field
exactly
for the most amount of time. I mean, there's even supposed to be a chance of like age 2 picking up attributes on a Monday Night Football game as well. Never seen that. So yeah, I agree. It's questionable about whether it's operating at the level it's being talked about in the rulebook.
Yeah, I'd just love to dig into the numbers on that one and just see. just across all the leagues. Like, is it happening? But that'll never happen.
Well, maybe we should reach out to Andrew in the GFL, and then once he puts down his peripheral vision book, we can ask him to have a look in the Monday Night Football and see what the attributes look like. And then
I've got to say, shout out to Andrew on that, because that has been quite an interesting read each week. I mean, we knew peripheral was good. We just didn't realise how good. I think Lee hinted to it quite heavily in the edition he was on here with you guys.
Mhm.
But you can really see it.
And interestingly, the ones that keep coming up as doubles, I think it was double last week or this week, is the Quake, and that's where Lee is, and both receivers peripheral vision touchdowns. So
he's got 3. He's got 3 on that team with peripheral vision.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wonder why he moved.
Indeed. Right, so anyway, this game, Monday Night Football, Cyclones are apparently going to get their arse handed to them by a spread of 23 from the Blues.
At least.
At least. Any big Blues are getting on a bit, so carrying a few injuries in there. Don't think I can see that making much difference. I would say that's probably spot on. 21 points last season. Looks like a sound prediction to me.
Are the Cyclones even improving? Is anybody seeing any life from the Cyclones?
They've not.
They won in week. They're playing Spitfires. Ignore me.
They've not shown much.
Yeah, I don't count.
Yeah, that's right.
Over the years, have they?
Well, I mean, he must be showing life because he beat the Spitfires 29-9, and I guarantee Greg wasn't throwing that one as badly as he tried against me, and I barely scraped it. So he must be in a better position than me.
Well, the last 5 seasons, they've gone 2-8, 1-9, 0-10, 1-9, 2-8. So
if he gets a 3-7 this season, the synergy is going to be beautiful on
no,
that.
that's going back for the seasons. Oh well, yeah, the last season was 2-8. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be wonderful. He's got 1 in the bag. It's a little bit concerning the rest of the way, but he has got the 1.
Yeah, I don't know. Jason seems to drop in and drop out every now and again. I think it was 2. I think I saw him at the draft a couple of seasons ago. But yeah, I don't know. Don't see much from him.
I mean, the Blues are, top 10 offense, top 10 defense, and the Cyclones are the bottom half. So I think the 23-point spread is pretty much bang on. I could see it being that.
All right.
Yeah, with HFA as well.
I'm going to go
with
first
the
on
walk-it.
this one today. Keep it simple. Jez, you want to call it next, or Alex?
Yeah, I will go 3-34.
Right, I was thinking 3-35, so he's just completely stolen it from me.
Whoa!
So I'll go.
That sounds good.
I'll go. No. I'll go 7-40. If it is 3-35, I'm coming back next week and I'm angry.
Don't hedge your bets. You can't hedge your bets here. That's not what it's about.
7:40.
Right.
Was that the time that Bob started processing week 6 today? I can't remember. Where are you going with, Matt?
I'll go 3-52.
3:52.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a massacre.
Actually, that's probably more of a realistic time of when that started. Right, 3:52. Absolute massacre. Ricky's got it wrong. It's not going to be 23. It's going to be absolute annihilation for these divisional rivals. Right. Okay. What was the next one we had there? Right, Matt against the Anacondas.
No helmet, Matt.
Yeah, boring helmet
care.
Matt against the
Don't care.
Anacondas. It's so boring they won't even. It's like you can't even get into it anymore. It's like it's just
Hey,
a
if
hard.
anybody wants to design a helmet and then tell me how to do it, fine. I don't care.
I'll
But
tell you
I'm not
what,
interested.
Alex will do your helmet and you can do his faceplates.
Don't like my
Hang
girls do my face plates. I don't even do the face plates myself either.
Yeah,
Hold on a
face-
minute. I'm getting an end of a stick here that I didn't want. Hold on.
Yeah, sorry, Alex. I didn't mean to say you can do Matt's helmet. Don't don't
It's more
don't
getting
feel
the face
obliged.
plates.
Don't feel obliged to get involved in that.
But yeah, let's see if we can get some designs in for Matt's helmet. So if anybody wants to put an offer in, you can do it in crayon. You can however you want to do it,
Plasticine.
and then Matt, whatever we get in, we'll vote on it here, shall we? And then we'll get it on your helmet, ready for a big unveiling when you get to the playoffs. Yeah, shall we do that?
Papier
like that.
mâché.
Yeah, okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, if you wanna interpret what that helmet looks like in Dancey as well, we'll take those videos. We'll however you want to do it. Let's get Matt a helmet. Right. Okay. So what were we talking about? I've got distracted by your helmet. Oh yeah, Anacondas and I'm on this one over here at the moment, aren't I? Where is it? Where is it?
Oh,
There
I
we
don't
go.
know.
There we go. Right. So at the Anacondas. So Anacondas picked up a loss, didn't they? Thought, are you both 3-1 now?
Yeah.
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 Oh,
This is a game you can't afford to lose, is it, Matt?
I'm not going to lose it.
Oof.
oh,
Oh.
There's
oh,
part of me that wants to go against
Let's
it, but
clip that one. Let's clip that straight away.
Ricky
Oh.
agrees with you. Estimated spread of 10.
I don't know if my digital environment can handle Matt's ego right now. I might get pushed off the screen.
Hey, I've just picked up 2 more travellers off free agency today. Just dealt with them in
Hang on.
Wave as well.
Was it last season you were throwing them all on the trade block because you were like, it doesn't work, it's rubbish, I hate it, and now it's like you've picked up another couple of free agents.
Hey, free agency is a load of shit anyway, so you might as well pick travellers up. That's the way
I've
I
got
just treat it.
starters from free agents. That's the position I'm in.
No. Free agency is a waste of time. I just pick travellers up.
All joking aside, I don't think he's actually wrong. I think Dave's, with the injuries as well, Dave's in a predicament. I'd love to see him come out the other end and get a win, just because it'd be hilarious seeing Matt's face next week. But yeah, I can't see past the Stampede.
No, I think that that DT could be a massive problem. I mean, even that OT, he traded that OT in from you as well, didn't he? Ches,
Pierce.
was that
Yeah.
this time around? So he was a decent, wasn't he? So
Yeah, good left tackle he is.
Yeah, I mean you gotta be sick as a dog, haven't you? When you get those big traded players in and you're like, right, this is it, this is the one. And then smash. It's not nice. Not nice at all.
It hits your big boys, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 seasons on the trot. He's had these injury problems as well. So it must be gut wrenching every time.
Not sure what Ricky's on. He says difficult to separate these teams, and then he says Stampede to win by 10.
Keep telling you,
Close
it's a she. It's a she.
Who, Ricky?
Yeah, Ricky. Yeah, she.
Oh, that's up for debate.
No. She used to be a coach in the Big Sky.
It's not Ricky from EastEnders then?
No, it's not
Hang
that
on,
Ricky.
I thought
It's
it was
not
Ricky Lake from the TV show in the 90s.
No, it's Ricky used to
That's
be
a she, I think.
Was she coach? Which one did she coach? Wasn't the Phoenix, was it?
Los Santos Sun Devils.
Sun Devils, that was it. Yeah. So yeah, she and then she coached the Armadillos up in the GFL as well for a little while.
What? And then she retired from coaching and went into punditry.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. only for the best. Right. So yeah, okay. So anything else we want to talk about on this one, or do we just want to go straight into how badly Dave's gonna take this?
Take a pounding
Okay. Right, come on in, Matt. You're confident. You can kick us off.
with Matt's helmet.
What are you gonna get in this game?
44-10.
44-10
Oh,
on the
Matt.
road. On
on
the road.
That's off.
Oh,
Hey, them two free agent travellers, I'm telling you, they're going to make a difference.
Jesus Christ! What are they? What you managed?
Nah,
You managed to travel
bearing
in
in
two
mind
coaches.
that you're shit on the road, right?
No, I am. I don't care as long as I win by a point, to be brutally honest.
You just predicted a 34-point win on the road. You've never won by 34 points on the road anywhere.
I know, but it's got bitter rivals. You know, admittedly, he's not Johnny level at the moment, but you know, a bit of a rivalry with Dave. You know, so I've got
Oh dear.
to talk it up. Talk it up.
Mate, if Dave wins this, you're going to get Kane next week.
I know full well what happens if Dave wins this. I bet money next week we do the Australian version.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
yeah. No, Dave will get up in the middle of the night to come and speak with us. He won't care.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're after that kind of prediction, I think even if he loses it in overtime, he'll come in and be like, "That's a win." You know, take your travellers and stick them up your arse. Yeah, bloody hell. Right. You're talking like you were when you thought motivation coach would make a difference last season.
Oh no, don't really good.
Oh, that motivation coach that was brilliant.
Right. I'm not going to sound so confident for you, Matt, but I think I'm going to go 34. Oh, sorry, 334. No,
That's ambitious.
34. I'm going to go. I think because it's a rivalry one. I think he's going to have a little bit of a late surge and make you just have a little bit of a squeaky bum time. Right, Jez.
I think it's going to be. I think it's definitely going to be closer than Matt thinks. I'm going to go for 28-21. One score game.
One score game. And Alix, how are you feeling about this one? Two divisional rivals going up against each
Yeah, I
other.
want them both to fail. So
You've got your first win. You're only two off of these two now. Which way do you
Go
want
for
it
the
to go?
draw, Alex. Go for the tie.
I want the Anacondas to win. Then I'm hunting down the Stampede. No, I think it's going to be 30-23. I think it'll be
23.
a win, but I think a close one.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think, bit of rival stuff. I think it can throw anything into the mix. Hopefully for Dave, it's not going to throw more injuries into the mix, because that's the other risk with those bit of rival games as well. Right.
I hope so
Okay.
for his sake.
Is there a higher risk of getting injuries against bitter rivals then?
Yeah.
They're more likely to take aggressive stance, aren't they? And the aggressive is the one that gives you the higher injury.
Yeah. There's higher chances of injuries being picked up in those kind of games.
Who knew?
Especially when you start doing things like talking it up and things like that on it as well.
What if you talk it down?
Now. He's just been talking up every game, thinking bitter rivals was just a benefit.
Yeah. We're gonna see two DDs picking up Gs.
I've no idea what talking it up and talking it down and that shit does.
Literally
follow the
increases
ball.
the rival.
What does follow the ball do? I have no idea I have no idea what this game. I don't pay attention to the details like that. I just stick players out there. I give them a real good talking to before the game, get them super motivated, I have a chat with their missus. I make sure their dog's all right, and go out and they do their stuff.
Have you got a spreadsheet for that?
That's my coaching. Yeah, spreadsheets.
Did Matt sign you at the beginning of the season last year?
I've got a dog spreadsheet. I've got a spreadsheet for all of their pets, and I'm all over that. Their pets are so well looked after by the club, honestly.
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
that's taking role play to a new level, that one.
That is. Yep. Right. So, how are you boys' pets this week then, Jez? Because you got the rapiers, and that's the other one we picked out to have a little look at.
We bypassed the middle game then.
No, are we? Oh yeah. Let's go with that one anyway.
Sonic's a comic.
It felt like a good segue. You talking about your players' pets, so
About my dogs.
yeah. So let's.
Degs. It was when Matt was talking about travellers when I was starting thinking about Degs.
Careful. I might have to redact that. You know, that goes completely off the PC path there. We'll start talking about dags and travellers. Right. I'm gonna plough through like we didn't even notice that.
Nice.
Spartans, rapiers.
Smooth that was.
God, look at this. Offense overall 15th, defense overall 16th. You're looking bang average, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. We're super average.
But 4-0 against 3-1. Oh,
Picked up a few injuries this week as well.
Did you? Which ones are the big ones you picked up?
Well, Crumb, my main corner.
Right.
He's gone down, so he's on the bench.
He must be getting on now. What age is he?
Yeah, he's getting on, but he's still tasty.
Plus, he's got a cracking Alsatian.
He's the #1 interception leader in the league. So
he's got a fleet of huskies like you wouldn't believe. Honestly,
you're dying on this hill, aren't you?
Oh dear, I think we got some mileage in this one.
Yeah, who's the Chihuahua collector in the team?
Oh, that's Fox. Yeah, Fox has got a Chihuahua. Puts him in his bag. He's got a little man bag that he puts him in. Walks to the game down the tunnel with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you would need a dog in a bag if you are a quick QB, right? Because that something with legs that short's never keeping up with you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So Lucas and is it Bar? Which one's the bigger injury for you there?
No, they're both special teams. They're all right.
Okay.
They're okay. I got all excited when I saw that he had 2 DTs with D injuries, but they're both special teams. So I got less excited after that.
Right. But it is Richard Jackson. He is the golden caretaker.
Caretaker master.
He's not allowed to win these games, right?
He's going to try. I know he's going to try. He probably will do as well.
Yeah, because he's come back off of a loss, hasn't he? And tucked in another win this week. So
They've been blowing hot and cold this season. They've looked like either like world beaters or a bit average.
Yeah.
So I just hope they're the latter this week. But playing at home, so I'm not banking on that. I'm banking on them playing well.
How is your most fatigued player only got 1,600? What? I mean, is this the dog care system? They just all get well rested.
All about you look after their pets, and the players can be fully rested. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, I'm more like Richard with Gonzalez. 5,000 fatigue. That's the way to do it. Run them into the ground.
You thrash the shit out of your players.
Yeah. Have you seen my team? Got to inspire them somehow.
Even when the game's finished, you send them out doing laps. God, fuck on. Get out there, boys.
Yeah.
Gonzalez is playing offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Right. So,
well, my lads are really low fatigue, but they've still got a shitload of injuries. So I don't know what that adds up
It's
to.
impressive.
Yeah. Looks like
They're
Fox.
resting on the bench.
Looks like Fox could get some decent yardage. We've got Ragnar here, who's number 1 on sack, so he might force him out on the run a little bit more than usual.
Send him scampering.
Yeah.
Be
What are
good.
we thinking then? What are we thinking?
Oh, we're rival and disliked. Ooh, there's dislike there. Ooh.
Go on in, Jez. You can do the same as Matt. Kick us off. How confident are you feeling?
All right. I'm not feeling. If I had Crumb, I'd feel more confident, but I'm not massively confident on this one. I have to say, I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm going to go 24-21.
24-21. There we go. Right. Alex, how about yourself?
My boys to squeak it.
Well, you destroyed him last year, so I'm going to go 35-25. It's not quite the 1 point game.
Matt?
52-10.
Oh.
What's Matt been drinking today?
He's on it. Did someone kick your dog, Matt?
Rocket fuel today. Rocket fuel.
His lowest score he's predicted today is 352.
I need to get you down the kennels.
There we go. There's your 1 pointer.
There's the 1 point.
There's your 1 pointer. And I hope it's like that. And I hope it's like, last minute, one of those last second jobs. Just so that, you can put a heart rate monitor on while you're watching that one. I reckon it's going to be close.
What,
Right.
scores a touchdown and then misses the extra point to equalise.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be a good finish. Yeah. Right. Okay. So let's circle back to this one. So this one 2 seasons ago would have been an absolute shit show. This would have been Monday Night Football potential. We've got the Sonics looking good. Comets rebuild seems to be taking off a bit. So
Got the 3rd best passing team. So
Yeah, both in contention.
yeah, it should be a good game. It should be a good game. Sonics looking good for challenging for the divisional title. We've already seen the Blues look probably going to absolutely smash the Cyclones this week, so Sonics need a result.
Well, Sonics are pass only, so it depends how good Bob's secondary is.
What we're looking like here, so Comets by 14 is the prediction here. Quite a few injuries on the board for both sides as well.
The Comets traded a lot of players in, didn't they? But they were more age 1, age 2 from memory.
Traded that corner out to you, though.
Yeah, his best corners up.
Champagne's
Champagne's at the Stampede. Not done much yet, but
I don't think he probably will.
Well, you haven't looked after his pet. That's why. Look after his pet.
I think I've had 1 interception this year.
Yeah. Do you know what? In the past, when I've had really high level CBs and I'm like, this is going to be a monster. And it's like nothing, like 1 or 2 interceptions for the season. You're like, I'm not like getting a return. But again, it's the other. And I think they try and do that with was it was it the pass, the PDs? Is it they track on the CBs the pass deflections or
Pass defence.
pass defence? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they never seem to travel over more than one season. It's like once you go past the season, the PDs just disappear off.
Yeah.
But I think that seems to be more of a stat. I think you have to watch, especially when you've got someone high level and you don't see them getting the ints, because it's just, what's the contribution to that whole backfield? But yeah, it's soul destroying especially when you pay for a big one, and then it's like, I should be getting 16 interceptions surely a season out of this guy. Disappointing.
But you're relying on because they're only good. The quick quarterbacks are only good against long passing teams, right? So if there's any form of short pass, which is what medium is technically a short one, you're kind of getting into an area where they're so niche. Are they actually worth it for high leveled ones? Like, does a level 12? Like Matt made a comment last year about one of my cornerbacks saying I must have really good cornerbacks because I shut down his long passing game last year. They were level 8 and 12, and they just did a job against him, and it was roll of the dice, and it was more about the pass. I'm not trying to intercept the ball and run back 50 yards or 20 yards, or if I get an interception, wonderful, but I just want them to compete basically, and that was at that level they did a job. And when you're at that point, you're like, well, what are the value of cornerbacks? That's why there was a level 8 one in the draft last year, I think it was, that just dropped and dropped and dropped. It went like pick 25, I think, because the value's not the same.
Yeah. Plus, I think this draft's been the worst I've seen for cornerbacks for a very long time. There's been at least 4 or 5 seasons where you've had, similar to like the running back class this time. There's been 7 or 8 good QSTs, good levels, qualities, and elites, and I think we've just had like a surplus of them coming in. And then this season, when I did actually want to get hold of a couple of good ones, there just was nothing. But yeah, it really is that different. You want that. I mean, that guy is going to come into his own the minute you hit a deep zone passing team.
Yeah, someone comes up against my that Henty career wide receiver. They've got a decent level cornerback. I'm going to struggle.
Yeah.
But that's just one side of my game. That's why I'm trying to adapt it a little bit to have different sides to it. But yeah. But I think it's very niche. It's kind of the point I'm getting at. It's not like a decent IB can do 2 sides of the game. They can do the pass defense for the short zone, and they run stop at points as well and help with the run game. So I suppose it just comes down to balancing it all.
Yep.
I'll be honest. I brought Champagne in to stop Hunter Creary in 2 seasons' time. That's why I brought him in.
Good luck.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying it will, but yeah, that was the theory. Is it? He can't burn me too badly. That was the theory.
Yeah, I can't burn you too badly on the left if you've got one player like on the left. So I just burn you on the other side.
That's all right. The other corner's not bad either. The other corner's an elite corner.
And I run it. This is the arrogance is coming through now, man. I didn't turn up for this. What is this?
Just wait until he sticks him in slot, and then you're fucked.
Wait till the pistol comes out.
Yeah, but yeah, what was I going to say on the CBs? I mean, at the moment you've got nothing in division that's you're up against, but heroes look like they're going to be there or thereabouts, don't they? In the playoffs, you're hoping to be in the playoffs. You've still got to get past Minty and Doe, so maybe that's where you get your payback on that, if that happens.
To be honest, the way it looks, assuming I manage to get past the Avalanche in week 7, can't see the Heroes losing this year. I think they'll end up with home field advantage. If you look at their roster, look at their schedule, it's fairly average. You know, nothing. The only thing that might cost them is if they get an injury to their QB receiver combo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. So here we go. Back in the room on Comets and the Sonics. I think
Go on this one.
I think there's both short passing teams here as well. So he's not going to miss that. CB too much. Right, Alex. You can give us your thoughts on this one first, this time around.
I think the Sonics are determined not to give me a decent first round pick next year, so I reckon they're going to win. I'm going to go 23-15 to the Sonics.
23-15 to the Sonics.
Yeah.
Matt?
I'm going to go 25-28 to the Comets.
Ooh, home field coming in. Yeah, I'm going to go exact same score, but the opposite way. Just be a little bit too much for the Comets this season, I think. And Jez?
Yeah, it's a tough one to call this because Sonics have found a way to win tight games and games that they shouldn't have won necessarily. And I'm just wondering if they're going to have a bit of luck go against them and against HFA and 21-all. Go for the tie. 21-all.
Because it's going to be a
Can't
theme.
decide.
You're just going to go for there's going to be at least one tie prediction each week. Is this where
It'll be tight, and there's no tighter game than a 21-all.
That's what I've heard.
You're just the fence, aren't you? Not even on it. You just are the fence.
I am the fence.
Right, there we go. There's the predictions for the future locked in.
Boom.
All done and dusted for week 5. Anything else?
Who's the Sharks? Who's the Sharks got this week?
The Sharks? Who have the Sharks got?
Who have they got this week?
We
got
Avalanche.
It's nice easy game to. But I'm on a 1-game streak, so you never know what's going to happen now. Watch out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna help you out, mate.
Go for it.
This is.
You can injure a few. That'd be great.
I'm not going out to hurt people, Matt. Come on now.
Jeez.
I might steal their cats and dogs. There you go. That's the most I'll do.
How many seasons have you been playing this game now, Alex?
This is my 5th season.
5th season. Blimey.
Yeah.
You've managed to get one more tie than I've had since I've been playing this game.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
That was Rich. When
was that Rich? Was it? Right.
Yeah. And he said to me, I was fuming when I got that tie, and I was like, I could see why he said I tried everything to lose, and I still managed to get that tie. But we got the first pick anyway, so that didn't matter. That's how
good.
we had the first.
Good.
That's how we got Henty career. So yeah.
Right. So this is only your 2nd full season with the Sharks, then?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So how far off do you feel like you are at the moment?
I'm aiming for 2032. So what's that? That's 12 seasons, give or take. No.
Yeah, you've got your first win on the board now, so it's all up from here.
Again, someone threw harder than me. There's only so much I can bring to the table when things are going against me in terms of positional stuff. But there's still a long way to go. I'm hoping that from next year, or next season, I can start to see. I have to take advantage of Henty career or trade him out. Basically, that's the kind of the point I'm at. If I'm not going to get, there's no point in having a high level wide receiver who's fantastic when the rest of the team can't hold on to the ball for love nor money. So if I see some development with the run game this year, then yeah, next season I'm hoping to be a little bit more competitive. But at least 2 more seasons, I reckon.
So season 41 is where you feel like you might have turned the corner and had a bit of a stability and starting
I
to
hope so. Yeah,
punch a bit
I
in
hope
that
so.
division.
It's a really tough division. Like the Stampede, the Anacondas, the Avalanche, they're all really good at differing things. So it's not like you can just do one thing and count for all of them, which would be lovely. So if I focus the pass game, Matt's just going to run all over me. And have to balance it out as much as possible. So and I'm also doing this whilst learning, so I'm going to make mistakes over the next 3 seasons anyway. It's just hopefully they're not too impactful and I can kind of learn from them without them completely disrupting things. So
We're all learning, Alex. Don't worry about that, man.
Yeah. But the draft thing, sometimes I see something, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a really good player. And then other people are just like, whoa, what is that? It's like, okay, right, don't do that. Don't do that. Mental note, that's rubbish. Got you.
You drafted really well this year.
Yeah.
You lot, I swear to God, when you released that one before the draft where you literally named all of the players that I had listed that I wanted, I was like, oh, they've done it. They've absolutely taken all of it and run with it. I thought you were going to get that tight end. I was like, I overdrafted on that tight end. I was not expecting, I didn't want to take him at 20. Didn't want to take him, but I panicked because you lot made it vocal to the entire division. So I was like, right, get the running back, get that guy, stop panicking, everything's okay.
Yeah, that was Lee came on and basically blew that one up, didn't he? With like,
He really did.
It was like, do you want to know what the secret sauce is? I'll tell you what the secret sauce is. You want
I was cursing him.
You want ace one on your tight end, you want peripheral on your wide receivers, and you want a flat running back. I mean, he had me there going, Greg, if you really, really want to be competitive, you want to be taking that wide receiver at number 2. And I'm looking at it going, that's madness. Because nobody else is going to take that at 3, 4, 5. I think I had most of those picks anyway. But anyway, I wasn't going to take them there. So
you did, yeah.
So yeah, it was a funny episode as he kind of ploughed through,
I couldn't believe it. I've never watched something and cursed someone so much as Lee on that episode because I just couldn't believe he was just giving this whole idea that I was like, no one will know. It'll be fantastic. I can get a steal later in the draft. No, just let's highlight this player and show him to the world. I was like, oh God, okay. So I've got to overpick on this one, but there you go. But no, I was really happy with the draft. I got what I wanted. I got them at values I felt were good. I get good advice from everybody I talk to, which has been quite nice. So it's helped understand the values a little bit. Like even on the trade stuff, I had some really good interactions with like yourself, Greg, and Jez about values on certain players, and so it's all a learning curve. But yeah, I'm happy. We're just a long way off.
Yeah, no, it's great, and I think it's great that you've jumped in, got involved, because again, only 3 seasons in and coming up to the Atlantic, and you kind of mentioned how you made that happen. Sometimes it can be intimidating. I mean, when I joined the league coming back down from Gridiron, I just kept to myself for a season just to kind of see what was going on, get a lay for the land, see what was going on. There's some other big characters in there at that point in time. Wait until you get your feet under the table, and then you realise everyone's probably along the sort of same lines as what you're trying to do, right? Have a bit of fun, murder some spreadsheets.
Exactly.
Invent pets for fictitious players, all that sort of stuff.
Whatever gets you through the week before Bob goes down, basically. Whatever you need to do to survive. We're all struggling in the same direction. Is the thing that I think is wonderful about this game. You know, we're all praying for pops that we don't get. We're all praying for yards that don't happen, and we don't want to see these interceptions, but they happen. And you know,
And
you're praying that you don't
attributes
get
that never
injured.
turn up.
Attributes that don't turn up. We're just, but we love it. We're all, you know, we're all here for the same reason. And I'm not the sort of person that can. I don't think I have the ability to just shut up and put my feet under the table and not say anything for a while. I'm opinionated.
Good.
Good. You're in the right place. Good to have you on board, Alex.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today. It's been great to have a new face and a different voice on here and hearing your thoughts and opinions on it. So it's been great. Really appreciated.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and well done, Matt, for managing to get in this week. So we had to talk about one of those terrible games more than we probably should have done.
Yeah.
But yeah. Right, so that's a wrap then for this week. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers,
Right,
people.
see you on the
Look
other
after
side.
your dogs.
Cheers, guys.
See you later. Bye.